At number 31 on the Iconic 100 list is the 1952 Topps Willie Mays card. And today we're really glad to have Mike from MC Sports Cards on Instagram. Mike, it's a real pleasure to have you here on the Iconic 100 countdown. What do you think about where Willie Mays comes in at number 31? Does it feel about right to you?
Yeah, I would say it feels about right. I mean, it's still, I know it's usually overshadowed by the Mantle so much, but I think that card is super iconic in itself. And, you look at like top 10 vintage baseball rookies, he's definitely on that list. And, there's a couple really, really big ones that are also on it, but Mays, even though he is in the same year as Mantle, is definitely one that needs to be considered in the top third of the top 100.
I'm really glad to have you as part of this because I know as you do a lot of buying, and you do a lot of like turning over collections and stuff, you do actually do a lot of vintage as well. And
Yeah.
I'm sure that Mantle is like really high on that list. Would you put Mays sort of like just behind Mantle, or are there any other people who sort of come between Mantle and Mays at this point?
Of vintage rookies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that like the 54 Hank Aaron is definitely up there. The 52 Mantle, 52 Mays, 54 Aaron. And I would say those are arguably the big three. There's plenty of other big names as well, but I think those three are the big three. So, I mean, I know earlier I said Mays is arguably top 10 vintage rookies, but now thinking about it, he may be top 5 or top 3.
Awesome. The other thing that comes to my mind when I think about this card in particular is, the 52 Topps set is obviously it's the set of the 50s when it comes to baseball. But
yeah,
for Mays and for Mantle, you've got a card from 1951, from the 1951 Bowman. That's the rookie card. The thing that's interesting to me, though, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, when you think about the multiple from like the 51 Bowman on the Mantle, the multiple on the Mays is just so much lower, right? Like the Bowman rookies between Mantle and Mays are actually not like they're a lot closer than the Topps 1952 cards are, which makes me sort of wonder with this card in particular, why isn't it a closer multiple? Do you have any sense on why that might be?
Yeah, I think just a lot of people don't understand the significance of the 51 Bowmans, and they've always been trained to think that the 52 Topps is the one to get and is the real rookie, which you can definitely argue that for sure. But I think it's kind of like a situation of like buying a baseball prospects Bowman card from like Bowman Draft, their base card, or buying their true Topps rookie logo card. And obviously the 52s don't have rookie logos, so it's hard to make that comparison fully. But I think it's just the significance of 1952 and being the first like standard size trading card set versus the Bowmans, which are smaller, and going back to like tobacco cards and Gaudies and all those small ones. So I think that in itself has a lot of weight, and that's why there is such a multiplier. I mean, kind of similar with like 86 Fleer, how before 86 Fleer, there wasn't really a whole lot of standard size basketball trading cards or really any sets besides like the 1961 and the ones after that. So I think it's kind of about the same.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that having said that, the 52 Topps set is clearly the set. When you talk about vintage baseball, you mentioned Gaudi, and you think about Gaudi and the 33 Gaudi set, you think about this set, you think about the T206 set. This obviously isn't the final 1952 Topps card that's on the set or on the whole of the countdown, but I'm really glad for where this one came in. I personally probably would have had it, just a little bit higher. I just took a look here on my list. My original list, I had this card at number 19, with the Bowman again being a little bit behind that in the mid 30s. But yeah, when I think of Willie Mays, this is the card. And again, I think I'd like to have seen it show up a little bit higher on the list. Again, Mike, really grateful for your take on this card number 31 on the Iconic 100 list, the 1952 Topps Willie Mays. Tomorrow, I'll be back with another guest, and we will enter the top 30 of the Iconic 100 list. And until tomorrow, happy collecting.